Together we remember, together we grow. This is where we find our strength, connecting our stories, building the network.
Every transformative movement begins with a blueprint. When Arshia Mittal conceptualized Finding a Thai, our mission was uncompromising to break the heavy silence surrounding girlhood, family dynamics, and institutional safety. This is a deliberate, gender exclusive sanctuary designed to link adolescent girls, mothers, and aging women together. It stands as a grassroots, self implemented, and reinforcement of national mandates like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, reminding us that to protect and educate the girl child, we must first build an impenetrable ecosystem of care and structural truth around her. As these young girls navigate an increasingly volatile, hyper-connected digital world, a village cannot safeguard them through good intentions alone. True protection requires a shield forged in absolute legal clarity and professional expertise. That is why today's foundational episode, we are starting at the absolute source of child safety. Our guest today is Karuna Narang. Karuna is a highly respected professional, an independent consultant, and a child protection subject matter specialist. She brings over 3 decades of rigorous experience specializing in fields of human rights, specialized child safety audits, compliance frameworks, and institutional legal guidelines. Her deep dive research and field expertise represents the necessary operational baseline for everything we stand for. Before we can guide a young girl towards digital dignity, handle peer pressure filters, or talk about nutritional self image, we must ensure she is physically and emotionally safe. Today, Karuna is going to walk us through the legal shield that is the POSCO Act of 2012. Karina, thank you for stepping forward to lay the cornerstone of this movement. Welcome to the session. How are you?
Thank you so much, Over. I really appreciate that you have invited me for this program. I will try to give my bit, whatever I can, on the subject. Just to begin, I just would like to share something that we all, like we are going to, as you said, that I am a child protection expert. So I just would like to mention one thing that in India, the population of children is 39%. It is a big number. We all really need to understand what our children meant for us. And I'm talking about children who are 0 to 18 years of age. So 39% is a very big number. And we really need to understand. And today, as we are going to talk about child sexual abuse, I just want to mention one thing that our record shows that 95% of the cases the predator is known to the child. So that is again something which is very important. So I will try to answer your queries keeping this effect in mind.
Let's begin by understanding what is child sexual abuse.
Basically, it is very important for us to understand the meaning of child sexual abuse. We call in a short CSA. So I may use CSA word again and again. So basically, it means expose a child to any sexual activity or touch a child inappropriately. Without child's consent. That is very important. Whether that is being done by an adult or even by a minor. Sometimes even minors do that with the younger kids. So this is what we understand by the meaning of child sexual abuse.
Ma'am, tell us, why is it important to talk openly about child safety?
Basically, if we go back, traditionally we always believe that silence is something that protects children. But in actually, what we had observed that it used to protect the perpetrator. They were protected by if the child is kept keeping any silence. But in today's world, like when children are exposed to social media, and when we say social media, that includes all this WhatsApp, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all these kind of things are generally now the children are using it. So it is very important that all kind of information is available. So we have to understand what is child safety. Silence always increases the risk. So while awareness helps children seek assistance, seek help. So this is what we understand.
Certainly, ma'am. And to this effect, we understand that there is a POSCO Act also in place. Could you tell our audience what is the purpose of the POSCO Act?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I would just like to mention that earlier, as we known IPC, now it is known as Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. We had one or two sections of that talks about sexual abuse related issues. Or generally, we all know about 376 section that deals with rape, and there is one 354 section that deals with something called harassment. But it was observed that it was not observing if anything happens to children. So it was decided, the legal experts in our country, the child experts body decided that we really need to build an act that deals only with children. So POXO Act basically is meant for children, children 0 to 18 years. It focuses on protection of children, child friendly procedures, and legal support to all minors. The child protection is basically a primary aim of this act, and it focuses on all children without any biases of sex. It is very important for us to understand this act is a gender neutral act. So that is a strong point of this act. It is gender neutral and child friendly.
And Karuna, you have been leading so many programs with corporates, not for profit organizations, with government institutions about awareness. Why are awareness programs so important under the POXO Act?
Under you have really asked a very nice question. Basically, under the POXO Act, we have two sections, Section 43 and Section 44, that talks about awareness and monitoring. Here, I would just like to mention, under the Act, there is a body called NCPCR, National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. They have been given this responsibility to create more and more awareness and monitor how this act is functioning. So this is something which is very, very important, and this awareness among the people, especially people including children living in communities, especially need to understand this concept. It's very important that they understand this concept. By making this law public knowledge, we create a transparency safety net that leaves no room for predators to hide within the communities.
Certainly. Karuna, this is a very high level, umbrella protection that is being accorded for someone who's a parent. How can they start a conversation about body safety with their children? Because law will come on later. It's the parents who are the guardians at first. Can you just shed some light on this aspect, please?
Yeah, very important, very important. See, as I mentioned that 39% of our India's population is children. So the parents are the first person who makes a major responsibility to care for our children. So it is basically, generally it is observed that parents come into the scene when any crisis situation happens. So here it is important, it is very, very important that they need to understand the age appropriate language for the child. The language what the child understands. That is important. That the child, they create a trust without any kind of a fear in mind. They should not have, the children should not have any kind of a fear to talk to their parents. So what I generally, tell those the parents that they can start telling them about how to keep them safe from a very preschool age, that you can start from the age of 2 to 3 years of age, so that can be started from preschool age children in a very simple language. They can even show some kind of cartoons, some kind of examples, some movies to children to understand this concept.
Right. Absolutely. Karuna, m- while parents are going to make their children aware about various aspects, can you tell our audience what signs should parents or teachers observe in a child, that will help them, uh, take care of their child better?
Yes, actually, it is very important. Wherever I go and take sessions on POXO Act, I always focus on this point. It is very important that even in the school, teachers also need to understand certain things, but parents are the first one to observe their children when they are at home. So there are certain important things which the parents and even in school teachers can also observe. Something kind like even bedwetting. Bedwetting is not something which always all children are engaged in that. Some children have that habit, but generally, if bedwetting is something which they observe in the children, they need to be careful about. Thumb sucking is similar to that. Then behavior changes. Sometimes we observe the child behaves in a very different manner. He is fearful, he is withdrawn, and he has sudden aggression. You know, he has sudden aggression kind of a thing. He has sleep issues and school dropouts. And the children who are attending schools, school dropout is something which we really need to observe among children. 3 to 5 days children do, for various reasons. But if it is for more than that, parents and even teachers need to observe that. That's all.
Thank you, Karuna, for detailing these minute aspects from behavioral change to physical changes that are happening with regards to bedwetting, and even dropouts. As you said, it's a very important aspect to be considered why the child is how they are processing trauma of something so violent that is happening with them. Tell us, what should a child be taught about safe and unsafe touch?
Yeah, it's again very important. We really need to teach our children. So basically, first of all, very important aspect we need to tell our children that their body belongs to them. No one else has a right on their body except the mother. Mother can touches a child due to different reasons, not even the father can touches the child, child's body. Even the father is not allowed to touch the body of the child. So that is something which is very important, and they have to learn to say no, and in a very louder voice. No, no, they can speak in such a louder voice that anybody can hear their voice when they are saying no, because nobody can, have that right. They should also have to have faith to tell a trusted person. Trusted person could be a elder sibling, could be a teacher, could be a friend, or a parent. So they can tell this to the trusted person. That is it.
Yeah, Karunaji, thank you for outlining these steps and access points and emphasizing on the role of the mother in a child's life. And this is what all of this initiative is about. Sometimes mothers are inaccessible due to busy routines, and Arshia Mittal's campaign of finding a Thai is trying to build such a network of mothers, females who can care for or guide adolescent and young girls in this very busy space of life. Tell us, to our next question, we would want to know from you, how should adults respond if a child shares abuse?
Yeah, this is something that NCPCR I just mentioned earlier, that National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. They have made a document. In that, they have focused on 4 important points, and I always use that. First of all, very important, whosoever it may be, whether they are the parents or the grandparents or a teacher or anybody, if they are going to somebody, first of all, very important is listen to the child. Listening is the first basic point. Then believe. कभी कभी हमें लगता है we don't really need to believe what the child is coming and telling us. So we have to believe the child. And third very important aspect is that it is we have to tell the child it is not his or her fault. The child is not at fault if any such kind of incident has happened to her, him or her, है ना? And the thing and the next very important thing is that child is very brave. We have to tell the child that he or she is very brave. And then just two more things is that we have to ensure safety of the child and seek proper support when it is needed. So this is it.
Absolutely. Karuna, while parents have a critical role in sharing this learned behavior of being brave, to share openly, uh, uh, children spend long hours at school also. What is the role of schools and teachers in helping students understand this aspect of life?
Yeah, very good question actually. See, nowadays, even as I said, under the POXO, we have this awareness thing very common. So even in Delhi, as I belong to Delhi, in Delhi SEERT, I have taken, even the Delhi government schools, the teachers have been asked to attend these POXO sessions to understand what their role is. Generally, actually, हम लोग के साथ what our concept is that schools were often seen only a place for academic learning, and we ignore the social safety of the students. This is generally we have that feeling. So it is important creating a safe space, awareness sessions, reporting responsibilities that they are responsible for that, and providing emotional support. This is very important role what the teachers can play in schools. So they are always to be there with children to report in case of any such incidents. Any such incidents arises, they are supposed to report. Help the child to report that. That is very, very important.
Absolutely. Karuna, to wrap up this session with you, tell us what is your message to the families?
Yeah, very important actually, that if, as I told you, that I even go in communities to take the sessions with the parents and different people involved. I take sessions for children also. So basically, what is very important for us is that child protection is something that is a shared responsibility, and it is a basically informed family creates a safer childhood. That is important, that they are the responsible one to create safe childhood for their children. Stigma and fear, sometimes we feel that the families have this stigma attached to them. And even if the child comes and says any such thing has happened to them, they say koi baat nahi beta, aage se dhyan rakhna. So do be careful on your own. So they often behave in such a manner. They this is the kind of prevent families from reporting the abuse. So that is that is something which we really need to take into. The families need to understand that their acceptance of any such incident is very, very important, and they have to report without any stigma, as it helps kids to gain confidence and faith in their families. That is important. The child will only develop faith if he feels that if he says this to the family, they will take the necessary steps. That is important. Just to end my session, I just have to add one more line. Basically, generally, say that we can continue to listen to our children, believe them, and protect them. So that's all from my side. Thank you. Yeah.
Listening to Karuna break down practicalities of child protection reveals exactly why her expertise anchors the Finding a Thai framework. We often view mentorship through a soft lens, a casual passing down of life lessons. But Karuna has masterfully shown us that mentorship is a structural, load bearing necessity. When she cites Section 43 and 44 of POXO Act, she reminds us that community monitoring and proactive awareness are not passive lifestyle choices. They are our collective legal responsibility. By learning how to spot behavioral red flags early, implementing the power of no, and maintaining a strict response in sense staying calm, stay believing, stay supportive, we translate legislative intent into a living, breathing reality. Instead of our homes and communities just being where we reside, they become sanctuaries. This episode lays the very baseline for what is to come on this journey. In the upcoming sessions of this series, we continue expanding on gender exclusive sanctuary. We look closely at the biological blueprint of the teenage brain and prefrontal cortex development. We will unpack the privacy honesty paradox of a teenager's digital life, learn about how to value honesty over compliance, navigate the peer pressure filter, and so on. So, Karuna, thank you for your insights. They have given us guidelines on how to move forwards. To our audience, the link to connect with our verified platform and subscribe to our channel for updates and leave us a comment. Take this knowledge to your living rooms. Talk to our daughters, our sisters, and our schools. Until next time, I am Bhuvan Verma. With us begins the new age of Kalki. Thank you.